First off, we have the oscillators, which are one of the greatest functions on this synthesizer. Right off the bat, listen to this triangle. I don't know how many triangles you've heard, but to me, that is a wonderful sounding triangle. And it gets even better with the inclusion of the amazing Moog filter. Listen. Right off the bat, that is an extremely, and excuse me for using this term, extremely fat sound. But even so, you can hear there's something special about the triangle. I wish I had my oscilloscope set up, and it would probably just look like a normal triangle, but there's something else in there. There's something sweeter than a normal triangle. And that's just one of the oscillators being on. Let's turn on another oscillator for fun. This is my oscillator 2, and it's a little bit drifty, so bear with me. But like I've said before, I love that drift. It's what makes this have the sound it has. Changing the octave there. Just for fun, let's throw another oscillator on there. This is 3 triangle waves stacked atop each other. That is just 3 triangle waves, and it sounds that good with the filter all the way open. One of the great things about the Minimoog is this waveform here. I don't know the official name for it. It's like a bent triangle wave, but it has a really wonderful sound. Here, let's just listen to one of them. It has a thick bottom and a nasal top. It's very strange. Here's 2 of them atop each other in the same octave. You probably hear that I need to have my key contacts cleaned. That's something I need to look into. Unfortunately, we don't have that strange waveform down on the bottom, but we do have very nice Sawtooth waveforms like these. Very raspy. Let's hear 2 of them. And even 3. Already you can tell how great this thing is. Let's add some filter action in. Listen. And also, let's bring in the resonance. There's 2 different types of keyboard, as it is called. One is a lesser type, where the difference between the low and high end is relatively subtle. And then there's a lower one, which is more. And you can have both of them on at the same time, which is fun. And then, of course, we have good old filter envelope. Let's not forget glide, which is a personal favorite of mine. Let's also mix some waveforms here just to be fair. But also you have this wonderful functionality that most people complain about. It's the fact that Oscillator 3 is not only an audio oscillator, but it's also the LFO. which usually gets people complaining because what they normally want to do is have some LFO function. So they turn off the audio aspect, slow it way down to the low end, and then do something like, say this. Now, I don't think anyone would complain about the fact that there's only 2 oscillators there, because the third oscillator is really just makes the sound so big that it could really, there's only so much you can do with such a giant sound. The 2 oscillators, which many synthesizer manufacturers were satisfied with, are good enough to have the third one be simply the LFO. However, you don't have to leave it at the LFO. You can bring it right up into the audio spectrum, which creates some really cool sounds. Listen to the difference as I turn up the mod wheel. That way you're getting your modulation that you want. You're getting the filter modulation, but you're also getting some timbral modulation because it's an audio oscillator, which is fantastic. And then changing the waveform can further change the sound. Let's try some other waveforms here. And if that isn't enough for you modulation-wise, let's not forget that the good people at Moog had the good sense to remember how cool noise modulation is. And that's not even counting what this stuff can do with the oscillator. even touched on the capabilities of the synthesizer, just in the things I've been doing. I haven't even touched. There's so much that can be happening. Yes, you can use the filter. Right now I'm using the filter as the pitch source. None of the oscillators are on.